Now that we've identified our focus key phrase, defined our audience, message, and purpose, and chosen our unique approach, it's time to create a structure for our post. In this lesson, you'll learn how to generate ideas for topics to cover in your post, group these ideas into coherent, bite-sized chunks, and order them effectively. I'll walk you through a practical four-step process that helps you move from a broad brainstorm to a refined and focused outline for your blog post. The theme of structure is going to underpin the next few lessons, so let's start by exploring it and what it means for users and search engines in a bit more detail. The structure of your blog post greatly influences its effectiveness. A well-planned structure improves readability, benefits your SEO, and most importantly, increases audience engagement. That's because when we read web copy, we tend to scan text before we commit to reading all the way through. When we're scanning, we're usually looking at the same things: the start of the introduction, the subheadings, and the first sentence under each subheading. We call these core sentences as they often contain the main ideas of each section. So, if your subheadings are well thought out and your core sentences are engaging, you're more likely to keep your readers' attention and encourage them to read further. Also, a well-structured text with logical transitions helps readers understand the connection between your ideas, making for a smoother reader experience. On the technical side, search engines like Google analyze your text using certain patterns. They've got fancy names like the reasonable surfer and semantic closeness. This basically means that they're looking at how closely related your headings and titles are to the paragraphs they describe. If you structure your text well, you'll help Google understand the relationship between various parts of your content, and that can positively impact your content's search ranking. We're going to cover core sentences, transitions, and subheadings in the next few lessons. In order to write those things, though, we first need to create a structure to apply them to. Just like a well-constructed house, any well-structured piece of writing relies on a solid foundation, your message, supporting walls, subtopics that reinforce the message, and a logical layout, the order in which the subtopics are presented. Each room in the house is a subtopic serving a specific purpose, but all contributing to the overall function. Here's a simple four-step process to follow to generate ideas for what you want to cover in your post and organise them into an effective structure. Begin with a free-flowing brainstorm. Write down everything you want to cover in your blog post, no matter how minor it might seem. You can use tools like mind maps or sticky notes to visualise your ideas. This can help you see connections you might not initially notice. I'm using Miro, which is a free virtual whiteboard. As you're making your list, keep checking through it and add new topics that present themselves. Keep your strategy front of mind the whole time so the topics you choose align with your audience, message, purpose, and approach. For more ideas on what to cover in your post, revisit your keyword research and your competitor sites. Think about what questions people might have about your topic and answer them. Consider recent developments or trends in your field that could be relevant to your main topic. This is not only engaging but also shows that your content is current. Next, organise your ideas into topics and subtopics. Look at your list and start grouping related ideas together. These clusters will become your main topics. Within each main topic, you'll likely have smaller points or details. These are your subtopics. For instance, in Green Cat's post about eco-friendly cat toys, I have a topic about the positive impact of the toys, and the subtopics are the environmental benefit, the benefit to the cat, and the wide range of products available. The third step in the process is to sequence your topics. Decide on a logical flow for your topics. Which point serves as an introduction to the next? Which points build upon previous ones? Consider the reader's journey. There are various ways to order your content. It could be chronologically, sequentially from basics to more complex aspects, or problem solution style. You choose based on what best fits your content. My green cat post is going to start with the problems caused by traditional cat toys, introduce the solution and list some products before moving into more detailed sections then zooming back out to the bigger picture of eco-friendly cat care more generally. The final step is to refine and order. Within each topic, order your subtopics, ensuring there's a smooth transition between each. This flow is vital for keeping your readers engaged and guiding them through your content. When you've mapped out the structure of your post, use the table in your workbook to lay out your blog's outline. This outline is flexible. Once you start writing, you might find a different order or grouping works better. The key is to keep your audience's understanding and engagement at the forefront of your decisions. Your blog will also have an introduction and a conclusion. These sections are very important, but at this point, leave them free of subtopics. I'll explain why in the next lesson. Structuring your ideas might seem daunting initially, but it's an essential step that can turn a good blog post into a great one. Trust the process and remember that every writer, no matter how experienced, spends time refining their structure. With practice, you'll find your rhythm and your readers will undoubtedly appreciate the clarity and flow of your posts. Before you move on to the next lesson, ensure that you've thoroughly brainstormed ideas for your post and organised these ideas into clear main topics and subtopics. Create a logical sequence for these topics that guides the reader's journey through your post. Make use of the table in your workbook to lay out your blog's outline and remember that this outline remains flexible. It's a tool to guide your writing. After structuring your ideas, you should feel confident and ready to start writing the first draft of your blog post.